In today's video, I want to talk about avoiding being scammed online when you're trying to buy sneakers. Now in this day and age, people are buying more and more things online, especially sneakers. You can go on places like Facebook Marketplace and see thousands of listings for sneakers. Or you can go to like Instagram, where it looks like everybody has a reselling business. And some of these accounts look pretty legit. You know, it looks like they have a real full-blown business going on here. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's out to scam you. You know, I know people that have been scammed. I'm sure that some of you probably do too. And I'm not saying that everybody's out to scam you, but there is some red flags that do come up from time to time that are pretty obvious in some situations, and in some situations they're not. So I put together a list of my 5 best tips, and I'm gonna share them with you today. Now, starting out with my number 5 tip, I wanna talk about coin photos. Now, some people may not know what that means, but basically, whenever you're communicating with a seller online and they're sending you pictures, you know, in DM or something like that, of the actual item that you're interested in, you know, ask them to, you know, write their name on a piece of paper, maybe even their screen name or something like that with the date, you know, and the photos that they're sending you, just to prove that they have the item. Ask for multiple, you know, photos and stuff like that, different angles, you know, and have that piece of paper in the photo, you know, just to give yourself a little bit of reassurance that they actually do have the item. Now, what a lot of scammers will do is they'll steal photos from other places, you know, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or just Google or something like that, and then they'll pass them off as their own, that they have the actual item in hand, when in fact that they don't. So, you know, you're just gonna wanna make sure that whenever you're communicating with a seller, that all the pictures are pretty much taken in the same location. You know, if one picture is on a table, it's the side of the sneaker, but then they show you the bottom of the sneaker and it's like up like this and there's like a tree behind it, totally different location, that's probably a red flag. But you know what I mean, the more pictures that you get, you know, where they can actually prove that they actually have the physical item, you know what I mean, goes a very long way. So coin photos. So moving on to my number 4 tip, I want to talk about fake followers. So now let's take Instagram for example. Now let's say that you're looking at a reseller's page, and maybe you were even referred to by somebody else to go to this person, you know what I mean? And you're looking at their page, it looks pretty professional and stuff like that. You're looking at their photos, looks like they cop every release, they get a whole bunch of everything all the time, you know what I mean? Looks pretty legit to you. And then you look up and they have 20,000 followers, but when you're clicking on the photos of the shoes, they get like 3 likes, 6 likes, things like that. That's a major red flag. Chances are they probably bought those followers to make themselves appear like they have a bigger business than they do. And that's just a major red flag. Anybody who's willing to do something like that, you know, to mislead people, you know what I mean, might be into misleading people in other ways as well. You know what I mean? Like, I only have a few hundred followers on Instagram, and if I post any picture whatsoever, you know what I mean, I can get more than, you know, 6 likes. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you have 20,000, you know what I mean? Like, you're probably going to get a lot more engagement on your photos than just 6 likes. So, you know what I mean? Just a small little tip, a red flag that may occur. So just keep an eye out for that. Now moving on to tip number 3, guys, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Nobody's gonna give you a major discount, hundreds of dollars off of a sneaker from what it's going for out on the resale market just because you're a great person. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of scammers will say things like, oh, I just need the money right now, my car broke down, things like that. Don't fall for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's stuff a scammer does. Now let's, for example, say that you're going after like a Kobe 6 Protro Grinch sneaker. And out on the resale market, go StockX, eBay, you know, it's going for like 500 bucks, and then you have somebody on Instagram trying to sell it to you for 250 bucks. Scam. Ain't nobody giving you that sneaker for 250 bucks. Maybe your best friend in the entire world that you grew up with. Maybe your mom would sell you a Kobe 6 Grinch for 250 bucks. But some random dude on the internet? Nah, scam. Now, another thing to look for too is super early sneakers. Now, if you know that a certain sneaker comes out 6 months from now, but they already have it, it's probably fake, especially if they're only trying to charge you like $180, $200. Now, early pairs of sneakers do come out, you know, normally it's like about 3-4 months at the very, very most, you know, early. And they'll always be on like Go, StockX, eBay and stuff like that, like trusted sources. And whenever you want an early sneaker, even if it's just gonna be like a normal GR, that's gonna be like a $1,200 sneaker 3 months in advance, 4 months in advance. You know what I mean? Like, no one's selling that sneaker for $190. You know what I mean? So if you want to get a sneaker 3 months early, you know what I mean, you're gonna have to pay crazy resale prices to get that in your collection. So if somebody has, you know, an early sneaker or something like that, 3-6 months out, and they want 190 bucks, scam. Up next, tip number 2, talk about payment options. When you're discussing and negotiating with a reseller, about a price of a sneaker and they say that they only accept Cash App, Venmo, or Apple Pay, just walk right away, guys, because there is no buyer protection for you. If they choose not to send you anything, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Now, unless it is somebody that you absolutely trust, somebody that you know, maybe somebody that you dealt with for a very long time, yeah, I mean, you can hook your friends up. If it's a friend of yours, yeah, send it to them however. You know what I mean? But if it's somebody that you don't know, you never dealt with, yeah, definitely don't do that. Only use PayPal goods and services so you're protected by PayPal. So if they don't send you something or they send you a fake, that you'll be able to open up a claim and get your money back. People who normally only accept, Cash App, Venmo, and Apple Pay, scammers most of the time. Not all of them, guys, please. I'm not trying to call everybody who sells sneakers online a scammer, but you know what I mean? If you don't know anybody, just play it safe, you know what I mean? And just pay with PayPal goods and services. Do not do friends and family, because if you do PayPal friends and family, you cannot get the money back if they don't send you anything or if they send you a fake. So payment options is a good way, you know what I mean, to see how legit somebody is. And if they're not willing to accept PayPal goods and services, then just walk away and find another seller. Now for my number one tip to avoid being scammed, just avoid internet resellers altogether. If you want a particular sneaker and you catch an L on the release day, just use legitimate businesses, like GOAT, StockX, eBay, Stadium Goods, places like that. Places to where if you order a sneaker, you know you're gonna get your item. They even authenticate it for you, so you don't gotta worry about it. You know what I mean? But a lot of people think okay, you know what? I caught the L. I'm gonna buy it off the internet guy. You know what I mean? Because I'll save a little bit of money. And you know what? You might save a little bit of money. You may get a legit sneaker off, dude. He may be the world's greatest botter or something like that. It's all possible. But you may also get a fake. You may also not receive anything at all in the mail. So, you can just avoid that whole headache by just using legitimate businesses, you know what I mean? So that you can be rest assured that you're gonna get an item and it's gonna be authentic. But guys, I wanna know if you guys have any additional tips that you can add to the community, anybody who watches this video. Is there anything else that you can comment down below that somebody might read that would help them in a situation when they're trying to buy a sneaker off a reseller or something like that? Please comment it down below. And if you want to share any stories about being scammed or anything like that, you can share that down below too. I'll be reading everything and I'll be commenting back to everything. So, you know what I mean? Just share any kind of information that you have on this subject. I would really, really appreciate it. Before you guys bounce out, if you haven't already done so and you found value in this video, please hit that like button for me. And if you're new or you haven't yet already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss any content on sneakers, gear, or sports related items. And until next video, peace.